Today's video is part 2 of the mini-series on my channel, How to Make Your Own Stamps. And in the last video, I will link this of course for you down in the description box. I showed you my process of carving my stamps and how I use this foam material that you know from craft projects to make your own stamps like this one I made in the last video. Hi, I'm Susanne from Susie's Journal Adventure and welcome to a new adventure in and with my journals. So in today's video I want to show you another technique of how you can use this foam material for making your own stamps. And for this technique we need a die cut machine and of course die cuts. I will try to link all the materials that I use down for you in the description box. And yes, in the beginning I couldn't believe that I can die cut this material with my die cutting machine, but you know, of course it works. Why shouldn't it work? I mean, this is a material that is really soft and the thickness still works perfect with your die cut machine. And if you have dies at home, this is a small collection of the dies that I have. You can make stamps with them. So let me show you how this works. So all you need is one sheet of this foam material, your die cut machine, and let me at first cut this down to size. And then any die you like. I grab one of these feathers. I'm trying to link this set for you down in the description box. So then you need this thicker platform, then this one, the adapter platform, then this one here. Then you add your foam material or your die, and then the other translucent platform on top. So I ran it through 4 times, as you could see, and now it is perfectly cut. We can use this later as well as a kind of a negative stamp. So I won't throw this away, of course. And let's remove these tiny bits here in between. As you can see, this is perfectly cut. And as you could already see in my last video, I'm using this thicker cardboard that you would use for bookbinding, and I'm just gluing this feather down. I'm using my art glitter glue and I think it works really perfectly for gluing down this foam material. And then I can cut this off. I'm using this X-Acto knife here. So make sure that you have a surface underneath that is suitable for, you know, cutting. Okay, this is perfect. So now I will do the same thing that I do with all my other stamps. So I will at first trace the shape of the cardboard here onto my paper. And I will cut it out. And by tracing the shape of the cutout piece of cardboard at first and then stamping the image on the paper, you know exactly where you have to stamp. I'm using here my pigment ink VersaFine Clair, and it works perfectly on the faux material. So now I can stamp exactly on the piece of paper. Ooh, that's great. I mean, this is obviously a sheet of paper where I stamped with this stamp, and you can see a little bit of the shape here, or of the ink that I use, but yeah, that's totally okay for me now. And now I can turn this around and just glue this down on the cardboard. And now when I stamp the feather onto my project, I can perfectly see where the feather is positioned on the artwork. So let me just trim off the excess here. And now we have a gorgeous stamp made from a die. Isn't that great? I love this idea. So let me show you another idea what you can do when you cut out a stamp with a die. So for example, I have made myself this tag stamp from a die. This is from this set here. And since the stamp is obviously made from this shape here, you can combine these two things now. So I'm grabbing here a sheet of paper. This is 160 GSM copy paper, so a thicker one. And I will quickly stamp this image onto this paper. And now obviously we can cut out this tag with a die. And here you have your tag. I mean, obviously this shape is very simple, so you could of course just cut it out with your scissors. But let me show you other shapes where it is perfect if you can just use the die cut again for cutting it out. So for example, I have these, I don't know, botanical shapes here. And this is obviously a very, how do you call it? I don't know, with a lot of details. So I haven't made stamps from these dies, so I will quickly do this. Let me at first cut this off, because as I've already said, we can of course use this as a negative stamp. Okay, so here we are, the 3 botanical stamps made from dies. I love them. So now let's stamp the images on a piece of paper. And now we take our die cut or our die and okay, this is exactly what I was thinking about before I started, and yet I made the mistake. So, I mean, for stamping, this is totally okay to have the image in this direction, but what I wanted to show you is that you can then die cut the image with the same die, obviously. But for that, it would be necessary to glue down the die cut shape mirrored onto the cardboard. So what I will do now is I will do the same stamps again, but I will glue down the pieces mirrored and then I can go on. Okay, I glued the second ones down mirrored, as you can see here. These were the first ones that I made, and these ones are mirrored. So I put this aside. And now I'm stamping the images down onto this thicker paper, 160 GSM. And now I take the dies again. Oh, where is the third one? Here it is. I will now show you that you don't have to fussy cut them by hand, but you can just die cut them. And it is absolutely not necessary to line up the die with the image. And as you can see here, it is even not possible because obviously this shape or this foam thing is very, you know, flimsy. And when you glue it down on the cardboard, it can never be exactly as it is on this metal thing here. So yeah, this is not exactly in the same place here where the die is, but that's okay because you will have a lovely grungy look in the end. You will see in a second. Can you see this? I love this. I mean, you're not able to get this. I mean, you could hand draw this pattern in the die cut, but yeah, it's a grungy look and I totally love this. And I mean, imagine if this would be a neon color, a bright color. And of course, the more details and the thinner and the more, I don't know, fragile your die shape is, the more grungy the look is and the more, or the less exact you're able to put the die on top of the image. And yeah, of course, when you do it with shapes like this one that I made before, the more exactly you are able to print, or the more exactly you will able to die cut the stamped image, of course. So this is pretty exact, but of course it has this grungy look because of the die. Okay, then we still have these pieces left here. Okay, I glued the negatives down onto cardboard and stamped them. And as you can see, you won't be able to see all the details of the stamps, but I can show you what you can do. Just grab a pencil. This is a Tombow Fudenosuke. Oh my god, this is difficult. Or you can grab any other fine liner or something like this. A Posca pen, a thin one. And you can just go in here and kind of like doodle or do some kind of one-line art. You have a great image. You can turn this into a tag, for example, or just cut it out and glue it onto your artwork in your art journal. And yeah, that way you can use the negatives as well. I really love this. I think this is my favorite. So I hope you liked this video. Thank you for watching again, or thank you for watching for the first time if you are new on my channel. We made a ton of stamps out of this foam material. I had a lot of fun. I can't have enough of these in my stash, I guess. And stay tuned, because in the next video I will show you another way of using this foam material for making stamps. So have a lovely day. And I hope to see you soon in my next video. Bye!